Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Soon to be award-winning.
Yes.
Once, one of these, shows create a section for podcasts.
City people. No, but looking dynamics was around. Like dynamics were giving the podcast.
Yes, no. They will have best mainland podcast, best island podcast.
So they had best mainland Baba and best island Baba way back.
Yeah. Welcome to Allstars podcast, guys.
Yeah.
My name is Osagz Alonge.
My name is AOT2.
And we have a guest. You're not Steve Diddy, shut up. And we have a guest in the building. He's a friend of the show.
A friend of the family.
Yeah, Dammy Layode.
Family friend.
We all have that family friend. There's almost like.
There's like family.
There's like all the family functions.
Yeah. Probably has slept over.
Yeah.
That made it in the family picture.
So why your photo, man?
You just wonder, why is this guy in the family picture? He's everywhere. He was the one that helped. Share drinks during the birthday. When one of the grandmothers or somebody died, he was in charge of drinks.
He was the first one to carry the siblings.
Yes,
we all have that family friend.
Yeah.
Not tied by blood, but by street, or just a good Samaritan. And it's crazy.
Good fellow.
So, Dammy Layode is a friend of the house, a friend of the show. What's good, Dammy? How far?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on the show once again.
Yeah, third time.
Yeah. Hat trick of features.
Hat trick of features. I think the only person that also has a hat trick is Fuad Lawal. Shout out to Fuad Lawal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he has. Where is Steve?
Steve is in Delta State.
No, I think he's back in Lagos.
Steve?
I think he's back in Lagos.
Okay, by the time
he has just been dropping gems online, but
incommunicado. We're doing invisible box talent.
He has upgraded now.
This new act last one. I mean, a superpower we just acquire.
He's upgraded. He's a new man.
2.2.
So when he comes back, guys, he will come and explain where he's been in the last 2 weeks.
And what he's been up to.
And what he's been up to.
I'd like to hear what he's been up
on a
to.
special assignment.
I think the last episode, because we had, a guest and we kind of segued real quick. I didn't talk about my trip to...
Ugili.
It was a fantastic trip by road. So I went to University of Ibadan first on a Friday morning.
Right.
I had a speaking engagement there. I saw young people, man. See, there's this thing about young people, a lot of young people in a space. The energy is fresh.
Yeah.
The energy is fresh.
Raw.
When they say ignorance is bliss, blank slates ready to be filled up.
Absorb stuff.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it was good to just see them, very inquisitive. You could see it in their eyes. They were longing to...
Malleable minds.
Man, fam, that is it, And, so I got talking with them. I wish I had more time. It was really short. I had like maybe 10 minutes. It wasn't really long. I couldn't really, share a lot of stories. However, I think it was an interesting experience to just meet with them and talk with them.
Yeah.
And he had other people as well. You had the guy, the owner of AOT2 Academy. He came through, the head of program presenters at Channels TV. She came through. Someone who's in an ad agency now, I think is an alumni of the school. The person also came through. And a resident lecturer. So it was good to just have that. From there, boom, I spent like maybe 45 minutes in UI. Took a bike, sharply headed to the park.
You took a bike?
To Delta.
No. Guy. That is not.
You took a bike sharply.
Who takes a bike from Ibadan to Delta? Nobody. You can't. Come on.
Chuck Norris road.
With dirty Chuck Norris. 7 hours. Are you mad?
When you go do the field?
Are you carrying a keg of fuel on? Because from one petrol station to the other, your fuel would have finished. You can't wing it. Damn, stop thinking about it. You can't.
So you took a bike in Ibadan?
I took a bike from UI straight up to Iwo. No, Iwo. What's the name of this place? I think it's Iwo Road. Iwo. I was right. Iwo Road to get a bus. Now a cab or whatever, a car. But because it was in the afternoon, the car going to Warri, had left, and there's never a second car also because there are never too many people going. So I had to take a car going to Benin. Shout out to the 052. Shout out to my 052 brethren out there. So took the long trip. But you know what saved me? I think this is, why I consider this my most interesting trip?
Why?
Because I haven't traveled by road in a long time. I think the last time I did that was coming back from Benin. Oh,
there was the incidents.
Oh, of course, the PH one that we did.
The
PH one that we did. Yeah, that PH one. But even before that PH one, I hadn't traveled by road since 2011.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I did one Ilorin trip in 2014. Anyways, why I enjoyed this trip was because I downloaded a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, because Steve already told you.
Steve had already given me heads up because Steve is the journeyman.
Steve can, from today, Steve can just say, I'm going to Kano.
Do you understand? Steve anywhere.
Those NFF moves are wild.
The NFF, the Super Eagles.
Then I landed on the other side of the border. I heard that one.
Yeah. So he knows how to move. So he just told me download a lot of podcasts, download a lot of albums. So albums I hadn't listened to, downloaded like 5 albums, then downloaded lots of podcasts. Then this iPhone 7 Plus, the battery life is superb. I put the thing on battery save mode. She lasted me for 10 hours.
Wow.
And I still now had, shout out to Daniela, who gave me...
Etiaka.
It's okay. Who gave me a power bank from a souvenir from my wedding. Bruh, that power bank would do 1 full charge of your phone back to 100%. So I just kept listening to all my podcasts, everything. Before I knew it, I was in Benin. I would crash, wake up, fantastic ride. The book I even took, I wanted to read, what's the name of this guy's book? This guy on Twitter, this one, El Nathan. I wanted to read his book, but I didn't even have time because I was just listening to all the podcasts and all that. Got to Benin in the evening. First thing I see, bats flying in the sky. Well, I mean, come on. That happens in Lagos as well.
Welcome.
Yeah, but it was good. Listening to Sydney Shocker on radio. Shout out to the OG Sydney Shocker. We also listened to him on radio at the time, Independent Radio Benin. Then took another car to Ughelli. That's in Delta State. That lasted for
no breaks in between?
No. Just quick. That lasted for like an hour. Got to Ughelli. Steve hooked me up with his guys that he went to school with. Took me to my hotel room, dropped my bag, came down, went to eat starch and banga soup with fresh fish.
Sharp.
Guy.
Champions.
Fucking loved it. Fucking loved it. From there, then came back, hooked up with Steve. Then the story continues. Anyways, I think once in a while we should do these road trips.
Yeah, I mean, following Pulse.ng, I realized there's a lot of catching up to do, learnings. We are ignorant about Nigeria. A lot of us just look at Nigeria from the prism of what Lagos is. But you need to go inner city Nigeria to see, especially the cultural heritage sites. I mean, maybe that will foster the spirit of nationality. So
I think the major problem, or one thing that Nigeria or the federal government should do, is actually invest in tourism. Yes. And not tourism from foreign people, not tourism where people are coming from. Like Lagosians are going to Kano, spending a weekend or a whole week in Kano because there's a resort there. Then they get to meet the people, understand the cultural nuances, the background. Of course, you have tourism companies that now take people on discovery journeys to say, oh, this statue was created in so time because of this. And
hopefully,
this is the kind of food.
Foley Coca and the guys at National Tourism Development Board, NTD, BOC, are listening to this and will do something about it.
Hopefully.
We've reached out to them.
Because you go to Kenya, right, and you already can pay for everything online, hook up, and when you go there, the tourism company sorts out the hotel, flight, everything. They're just, from day one to day, wherever you finish, there's one activity or the other. Whether you're eating from... I remember when I went to SA for the first time, and I went with I think it was Fly SA. There's a tourism company, right?
Yeah.
I've forgotten what it is, SA Experience or so, whatever. We're a group of people. Fam, I experienced the South African culture. And it wasn't just the highbrow areas. We went to the lowbrow areas. We had this, there was this place we went to. The altitude is really high. We're eating steak. All they eat is meat there. You know, we went on a boat cruise. We went to dinner. We did the dancing with all those.
Cape Town?
No, it was actually in Durban.
Oh, Durban.
It was in Durban. You know, the other one was in Johannesburg. But it was fantastic. And I now understand the culture of these people. So imagine if Lagosians go to Kano, right? People in Kano go to Calabar. You would see that it's not that big a deal for this beef and these fights. Fine, the powers that be, you know, are trying to fuck shit up and have been fucking shit up. But we that don't we can't fight these people's fight, and we can't be used as tools of violence, or used as tools to cause more disruption. That's what I'm saying. And I was talking to someone, and the person said, if you carry the Igbo people to parts of the north to see abject poverty, where northerners are suffering, you think twice by, you know, when you say, the northerners are oppressing us.
Yeah.
You actually think twice.
Yes.
I mean, what we've all failed to acknowledge is that it is not even a tribal thing. It is a class thing. There's a ruling class.
I think it's classism before tribalism.
Yes, that thrives on, I mean, divide and conquer. So long as we stay divided, I mean,
the status quo remains.
The status quo remains.
Eating more.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are you guys doing this December? Let's start from there.
Yeah.
A lot of shows.
Man, it's a December to remember in terms of experiential.
A lot of personal projects to do.
I heard the Malik Berry show yesterday was turned.
And
I think
Chin is doing fantastic work with his shows.
I like what he's doing.
Their template is
solid.
Is nice. It's nice.
Just push out into the
Simi was good, fantastic.
And I mean, it represents a platform for artists to tour more, which is what we don't do a lot of around here. And then, I mean, in the course of neglecting that, we leave a lot of money on the table. Yeah,
and start choosing endorsements and performances.
You know?
I think endorsements are kind of been dropping.
When does
the number of endorsements have been dropping. Have you noticed?
Was a recession last year.
Well, it could be economics, and on the flip side, it could be the fact that the communication strategy or ad strategy, branding, marketing strategy has changed.
Has moved on.
Yeah.
They are no more using these guys as influencers.
Marketing.
And they are now taking, like, you know, I think influencer marketing still exists, but they've now gone to a granular level.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they would rather, you know,
verticalized.
And talk to like a Woli Aurele.
That caters to a specific audience.
Do you understand?
All those people.
Or like a Delphinator. Yeah. Or like a... like a Maraji, right? Like people who are influencers.
CCME.
Like a CCME who's doing fantastically well. Look at what YouTube did with CCME.
Yeah.
It's influencer marketing now.
Yeah.
I know girls who have started vlogging and, you know, on the YouTube platform just because of CCME.
Yeah.
You know, so you're right. I think they've taken it away from the big guys.
So it's a lot more of, I think, digital and then experiential.
You think the big guys also fail to capture the market? Because these guys weren't doing much. They were just doing...
big guys, but the guys who signed them, they failed to design a comprehensive curriculum, you know, that would put them to work across various channels, integrated communication style. You get do experiential, do appearances, you
campaigns,
have, you know, deliverables online. Okay, we are expected to do X number of. These are the campaigns.
I don't think there are any deliverables. Sign on, make noise, do a video,
do the PR, around that, do
attend our events,
and then attend the events. Then they offer you as a resource to all of their strategy teams. So if somebody can figure out what to do with you that would resonate in their strategy,
they will pick you and use you.
Then they will do that for that specific project.
Whether it even caters to your brand or not.
You know.
And most times they can't say no.
So moving forward from that, because a lot of it still has to do with reportage, you have to measure what you are getting, the performance, to justify the investment. So I mean, When
And
it
how do
gets
you
to that
justify it?
point, there's
Because
nothing to.
There were no clear-cut KPIs
you
created
get-
in the first place.
You can't get numbers
Do you
exactly.
understand?
You get
Unlike
it.
all these new guys where you can go and pick their Instagram numbers
And
per
you felt
post,
like
whatever.
bragging rights for most of these big brands. Like, oh, okay, you sign this person. Okay, who to sign this person?
Hmm.
You just felt like bragging rights.
Yeah, there
was
was that
there.
time when I think MTN
Yeah.
and Glow had a show.
Poof, 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 poof. And it's just like, come on.
It was mad. Glow
Yeah.
first picked some guys, signed them, but MTN, shout out to Larry Annette, went for Tiwa, Wiz, Davido, Casey. He just went for the big boys.
It's
All the big
it was
boys.
like a
at the
label
time.
at one point.
No
Yeah.
fucking they
Don
went for
Jazzy,
the-
just
yeah.
took all of them, and it was MTN Records for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute.
But MTN had their template, so we have to exclude MTN from this
Yeah, because
entire.
it kind of works for them.
Because what they did with that was they mopped up content
No, it
for
worked.
their OTT platform.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
that was
worked.
driving data
It worked.
consumption.
It worked.
Yeah.
So
No.
and revenue went up from.
Clearly
Yeah.
worked.
They had
Clearly
their
worked.
own
Their own
system
was
that
well.
really
It wasn't
worked
just.
exactly.
But the other guys now felt, oh, we're left out. Then they had to start
You
It
know,
worked. It
it
worked.
was a reactionary
really move from
for
them.
the rest of the guys.
It
Yeah.
worked. Talking about December concerts, I think there are a lot, but I think most of them, I'll be watching from Snapchat,
Yes.
Instagram
Yeah.
Live, and Instagram Stories.
I'm going to go for
Yeah.
well catered and well curated ones. Like Brimo, definitely. I'm going for
Brimo
that.
too.
Prime
Tomorrow.
the Terra Culture.
Show them camp. Definitely have to be.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll be
the
able to show them
sea,
camp
baby.
as well. There are
Wiz
a
on the
couple of
beach.
other.
I'm not sure I'm going to go
the
for that.
beach party.
Wiz on the beach. My problem with that is you don't know what Wiz is going to come with.
Oh,
I
you
think
don't
it's not only Wiz on the beach. There's Tiwa on the
It's
beach.
a Pepsi kind of Pepsi.
It's a Pepsi thing. That
Yeah.
It's all happening that day, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd like to
same
go
day.
to just look at the setup.
That would be nice.
Because I've not seen Wiz on the beach before. So let's.
I like to go to just see the setup.
But I
Not
don't know
Tiwa, I'm
about-
not even interested in performances. I've seen Tiwa, like I'm not interested in Tiwa performing. Why? Because I've watched her perform time over time, right?
Just
You
go
know
for
Or
this
like
is-
a Wiz. I'm tired. What do I want to see
I
Wiz
don't
perform?
think
Like
I'll
I've
go for-
watched
I don't
it.
think I'll wait for Sekou. I might go for Sekou Hotel.
No, I can't go for a Sekou Hotel.
Because
What does Wiz want to
I'm
do in
running
a
away
Sekou
from. I'm running away from Sekou Hotel. Like,
No,
so-
what does Wiz want to do in a Hotel that he hasn't done? Which songs does he want to perform?
Olik. Anybody?
Yeah,
Definitely going for
going shorts.
And I just noticed that it's actually 12 noon. So maybe by 6 he's done.
Yeah.
12 noon is when DJ Scoot noon.
No, if they get it right,
They'll probably
if-
wait till sundown. Maybe 12 noon, then start at 5.
that doesn't make sense. If you say 12 noon, he wrote 12 noon. If it's 12 noon by
We are not. Don't also forget that. You know how many artists will not be begging Davido? Badu.
There's going to be.
Also,
if you want to
So
do it
it's
like-
like 30
artists
supporting acts
performing.
first of all.
sorry, if you want to do it like made
Why
it,
is nobody talking about Adekule Gold and the. What's.
no, we're getting there. Let's talk about this Oli.
Sorry.
If you want to do it like made in America, fine. Then say from what time to this time. Made in America, 3 different stages. I watched it
Yeah.
on Tidal the last time.
That's how you do it.
Amazing.
That's a
3
festival.
different stages and 3, separate performances going on from say 2, 3. Then he from there now goes into the night. Giga now takes the main stage and performs.
And each stage now
Fine.
according to your
I
level.
think.
But
Giddy,
that's like-
Giddy. What's
Giddy Fest.
that bitch? Giddy Fest.
He's
They
going
tried
to do
to do.
something.
They tried to do that the first time.
Yeah, but they're going to do it very well.
Where
next
they
year.
had a smaller stage and then
It's
there
next
was the
year they want
bigger
to do it.
At
stage.
first, I just what should have done this year because I saw some acts. Even though
I
they're
think
dope,
they did
I don't
that
think they
the
have
first
enough
time.
to carry such a huge
He's doing it
stage.
next year.
They've
He's
done-
going to have a smaller stage and a big
Yeah,
stage.
Chin
according
is
to your
killing it.
Chin understands
Killing
it, and that's
Chin in
because
3
he's
years,
also
it's going to be badass.
he's also well traveled. He's gone to all these other concerts and seen how things are run.
Yeah.
It's not just to have the idea and say, "Let me execute."
And
What
we
are the
need
best
more of that
practices?
Like I can't sit
structure.
down now just because I watch Made in America. Just me too, I can do Made in America now, not to get big large field.
Doesn't
No,
look like that.
And we need more of that kind of structure within the entertainment or music space, not just in Lagos, but just to give artists this opportunity to tour. Like the music is touring and streaming these days,
Yeah.
So yeah. And Chin, shout out to Chin.
Shout out to Chino KK. So back to this Olik, right? So if you say 12, my guy perform at 4. So all the opening acts, right? Kill it from 12 to 4. Perform at 4. Get out of there by 7.
You see, I want to
Because if that place, if night, if that place,
Are you saying it's going to hold down a 3-hour set?
Olamide can do a 3-hour set.
you
Now.
do it 3 hours.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't have the catalog to pull that off.
What do you think?
Endurance.
They can do it. You can do a 2-hour set.
It's a stadium.
You can do a
It's
2-hour
not an
set.
enclosed space.
You can do it.
That's why everything has to be well choreographed. And he has to be taking breaks. You know, on big concert like that, you take breaks.
Yeah.
And I guess acts perform. Yeah.
So you can do a 1 hour break, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, come back. Jigga did 2 hours on B-sides now. And rested for like maybe 5 minutes in between.
That's Jigga, man. Jigga will do this for years.
Man, but Jigga is 40-something, fam. Olamide is in his what? Late 20s. Yeah, he can still do, he should be able to.
You have to understand that
conditioning
and the culture, which
touring culture, conditioning.
What I'm saying is that he should finish by 7. Everybody get out of there by 7.
You don't even want it to be dark whilst they're still
That's
there.
the problem, because if it becomes dark, no matter the amount of security you put in there,
guy, is that tough? You can't.
Do you understand? People will get robbed.
Will come and show off.
People will get robbed.
People will get raped.
Look at the Fino concert now.
Really?
Yeah. Allegedly,
it wasn't a funny something.
Really?
Yeah. She was going down.
Anyways, which other concerts? Adekunle Gold.
Very mature performer.
Yeah, I might not go. Not that I don't like Adekunle Gold, but I'm like I said, I'm not going anywhere. Anyways, I'm just picking.
I might go. I'm not sure.
Is this the result of your new status as a daddy?
Are you crazy?
How about the young
OBO?
NSC to one body like that.
No, I'm not going. Because it's going to be your Jambulani concert.
And you see the stage is still backward at the end of the day.
Do you understand? It's going to be your, where is he performing? Where is the event? The coaster.
Where do you want to?
Do you understand? It's going to be Jambulani. All those LAX or Rezi. You know there are some artists there. They are just in that C-list vein and they all look alike. Dammy Layode, Rezi, Medi, LAX, Mayokun, Ricardo.
Mayokun still has a few hot records now.
He tried, but they are in that set.
I watched Mayokun at a concert. Mayokun had a hot record, but it doesn't reflect on him as an artist. Because when he performed on stage, we thought it was a DJ performing. People didn't know this boy was on stage.
Wow.
And like, fam, you can't have one of the hottest records this year, and people don't know you're on stage. And Small Doctor came immediately after him, man. You know now.
If you don't get money,
that guy's energy.
When they got put the beat,
I was fortunate to same perform at the shrine.
No.
Bad guy.
So, and who is there again? Oh, there's one more person I didn't call. Coca. Ketchup. I can go on their plenty. They all look alike. And you know, at the last Olic, Olamide was just releasing them back to back. The DJ can't they mix their songs.
Like say they listen to SoundCloud.
So you understand? The DJ can't they mix their songs, and so as you they enter, when they come out again, it was mad. So the last Olic was bonkers. Pasuma now came on stage. The whole place now scattered first.
So never been to anyone.
So like I wanted to do something.
I'm not going for Butters one too. I'm not sure.
Butter.
I'm
not going. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere. So. But I mean, that's a good show to go to. I mean, for our listeners out there, you know, we're just naming these shows. Butter will be good to go. Who else is doing something?
Show them. So we mentioned Show them.
Yeah, Show them is doing something.
90s Baby are not doing anything for you.
No, did they do the Mayokun live already?
No, it's after the Malik Berry.
Yeah, that's the third one.
Oh, okay.
I pray that works.
Of the series.
The Mayor of Lagos.
Yeah, I pray he learns how to. He improves his stagecraft within the short period, or else.
He'll be practicing and training, you know.
Yeah, it's probably rehearsal.
And if you're in Kaduna,
it has to be rehearsal.
If you're not in Kaduna, Terry is holding it down, which I like because that's where his core fans are. Not everybody that should go and perform in Lagos. Go to where you're celebrated.
You know.
Every guy should go and do it in Warri. Simple as that.
Eriga and Young Six.
I mean,
why can't they come together and say,
here's the thing.
Go to where you're celebrated.
Not just where you're celebrated, where your core listeners are. They need that experience. It helps you hold on to your core listeners' experience, you know, interacting with your brand. I mean, it goes a long way with
it does.
Building a formidable brand. So you need to focus on artists should know where their core listeners are. Where are your streams coming from?
Yeah. Who are these guys? Like you have to
I don't know if you understand. So it helps you even with your promo strategy. And how to target.
And how to roll out.
Yeah.
But here everybody wants to do everything because all the stations play the same thing and then there's no differentiator.
Which is not possible.
Story for another day.
What do you think? I mean, so many events this year. Do you think it's a current wave? Do you think it's an indication of anything?
Yes, sure. Not today like that.
I think a part of it is shareability and then content that can be derived. So like you said you won't be at the shows, but you'll be watching on Snapchat and on Insta Story and Insta Live and all of that. So as an artist, if you're not taking advantage of that opportunity or this new tool where you can reach more people,
potentially remotely, go viral.
You know, you get what I'm saying. So it's a no-brainer. I think that is a major factor plus content.
Yeah, content that can easily go out. Back then, you would need to record it, then edit it and put it on YouTube. This one, as is happening, people are getting it.
On my Instagram, I don't see Malik Berry everywhere, man.
You know,
there.
So you can experience it without actually
being there. You know, makes a lot of sense. What makes a lot of sense? All right, let's start with what do you think, Dammy? What do you think about Atiku? What's your opinion about Atiku?
For me, why I'll first talk about the Nigerian political scene in general, then Atiku specifically. One of the reasons why I can't understand, or why I'm still trying to understand the Nigerian political scene, is that my understanding of politics is that it is a game of ideology. So you align with people with similar ideologies, and then the truth is there are no right or wrong ideologies. It's just that there are different ideologies.
Yeah.
So it is a battle or a fight between these ideologies to see which is more workable. But then you might not get to see which is more workable, because at the end of the day, one particular party can
run with one ideology for decades.
The people will gravitate towards, and then it deprives you the benefit of
testing out the other.
Like we thought, man, PDP is shit, and then there's something better somewhere, and then we are coming to terms with the reality that you know. Then that
was just the case of the pot calling the kettle black.
You know, so then talking about Atiku specifically, he's been at PDP for a minute, gone to APC for a minute,
SDP.
You know, so now it's really unclear what his ideology is. And then again, because he has this wonderful, amazing communications team, it's hard to discern if all of the messages we've been
coming
receiving
from him
is Atiku or the amazing minds he has paid. So for me, Atiku is a ticking time bomb. If it goes there, anybody that has been around the corridors of power for 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, nah. I'm not going to mess with them. We need fresh ideas, because
I know who he's working with, you know, so we've seen all the Twitter, congratulations, Whiskey, doing a thread on AOT2, you know, and all that. And we know there's a company, he's working with, you know, who's actually rolling out all these things. Just like, you know, how it happened for Buhari as well. There was a company they worked with. Do you think, and I've noticed this, I mean, if you run, people who run campaigns, right, or campaign managers that work with presidents, or people who are, you know, aspiring to be presidents and run, and when they eventually get it, most times they make that person their chief of staff. That person is always with them in the White House, because they already have a team.
Not the White House, in the house.
No, I'm saying in the White House, you know, in America. Why is it that in Nigeria, these people that, you know, created this strategy for you, created this template, right, skewed the minds of people? Why is it that they don't work with these people in Aso Rock? Why is it that they don't hire these people and, you know, integrate them into you know, existing portfolios? You know,
because there are no ideologies, like I said earlier. So there are only agendas. So the agenda right now is to con the people and win the election. So they get the guys that can speak the language of the people, the language of hope. They get into power, And then
They have no plan of actually
the
doing
inner
what they said.
caucus. Again, it is classism. These guys,
They've already sold the positions.
they have the clique. They are the same. I mean, we've seen pictures of the son of this one marrying the daughter of that one,
Yep.
and everybody is all chummy in the picture.
Yep.
You know. So we need to start waking up to that reality, and we need that collective consciousness. It's not just, you know. And we have to do more than just talk about it online.
What do you think
And
we gotta
Twitter
do?
hashtags.
What do you think we gotta do? Someone says
grassroots mobilization.
someone
We have to
says-
first start looking out for ourselves. In
Yeah.
your community, what are you doing? Are you pulling young people together?
do you know your
Are you
counselor?
having workshops? Do you know who your counselor? Are you
Do you-
engaging these people?
Do you
Are
know who your local
mentoring?
government
Are you-
chairman is?
You know, on your street, are you coming out for the Saturday meetings? You know, are you an active member of the community? So first, you know, it's grassroots mobilization, and this was what Obama did. It was like a 12 to 16 year
Plan.
project.
The guy was moving block to block in Chicago.
I don't know if you get it. And then, when you don't have a lot of money, the only way you can be influential or relevant is to deliver value. People will always keep people that deliver value to them free of charge or at an affordable cost or at an expensive cost. They always keep them close. Value is the undeniable currency, you know. So if you do that with the people, then people will trust someone that has shown that he cares about how they are or how they feel or what's wrong with them without any intent. I don't know if you get it.
Yeah.
So that is what it is. So
grassroots.
we need
Start
to go
from
back
the
to the grassroots.
Everybody.
So you are talking about,
Collectively.
we've been talking about what we are going to do for Christmas, but what are you doing
For your
with
community.
You know, do you
What are you
have?
doing?
I haven't thought of that. I'm just thinking of it now.
What are you
Like
doing
I
for
just
your
said
community,
this.
Dammy?
I haven't thought of it really.
It's fine.
Wow.
Hopefully you will. You know, not just in this recording.
Yeah, I'll try to do something for my community.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, I mean, not that you think you're right. You're absolutely right. We need to start from the bottom before we get to the top.
Yeah.
We cannot see, and it's very simple. You can't change stuff from the federal level. No matter the president you put there, whether it's the greatest guy, he's not going to go to Makurdi and tell that local government. Do you know how many local government chairmen we have?
I don't do anything.
See, in the
The
office
states
alone,
alone.
in the office alone, you know how many things you've forgotten to do, or how many areas you don't touch that you always have to delegate. Now, how does the top delegate to the middlemen and the men at the bottom when they are irresponsible or they have no business being there? So it's up to us to start from the grassroots. Most times we want to vote. Oh, we're voting for change. Everybody voted for Buhari. Press. When it came to local government chairman or senator, House of Reps, you didn't know them.
Yeah, you just let me follow party line.
Do you understand? You don't know them. You don't know who's representing your constituency. How do you now walk to him and say, Oga, what did you vote for? When they say A or nay, that they said this or this? And that's another thing that we need to do. There's no electronic voting. So you don't know what your rep voted for.
There are no voting records.
But they signed the Freedom of Information Bill the other time.
Bros, we don't know what the senator votes for. So the people can't go and even tackle the senator and say, Oga, you voted for child marriage. Do you understand? It's secretive.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, how are we charging the people? So that's why lobbyists don't really exist in Nigeria. They are there, but they don't exist as much. People with interest that will go and lobby for one senator to vote towards this direction, towards that direction. We don't have it. We can't hold our House of Representatives accountable. We can't, because we don't even know them. We're all just saying, let's get a better president. Let's get grassroots. Who's your councillor? Who's the guy representing your streets? That pothole on your area that you keep
can fill without government coming.
Do you understand? Yeah. Where is the money allocated for it? Was there money allocated? Who has the books? Who is the account? Who is in charge of finance? Can you make it public? Once we start holding these people, because that's where the money is. Before you start going to your state governor, the money passes through these people and they are living large. In my mom's area where I grew up, in Ikpaja, the local government chairman stays in Lekki. And guess what?
The mayor of Surulere at the time, Hakeem Dixon, was staying in Lekki.
It's not just crazy.
Yeah.
Fam, the guy won best local government chairman in Lagos. The new local government chairman, he entered, he just tarred the streets and moved on with life.
That's the reason why they tarred my own street, because the former local government chairman, when he was chairman, was living down there. So they tarred our street, left the main road though, where you come from, outside our own street.
You see how people are
Just on
useless.
the main road, according to the records in Allstars, had already been tarred during Tinubu's era, which never happened.
Man's don't move money.
Now first of all, come look, say, come, where is it? You have to redo it again.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking crazy, fam. You know. So, Atiku, to be quite frank, we don't believe you. You need more people.
Need more people.
We don't believe you.
As VP, man, what were you doing, man?
We don't believe you. We don't believe you. And see, let me tell you something. You can go and work with any agency. You can go and work. You're corny as fuck. It's corny. All this shit you're doing on Twitter is corny. It's just sad that some people, it will get to some people.
Didn't it dab like last year?
Do you understand? It's corny as fuck because this is what it dabbed now.
Some people on Twitter
It dabbed.
It jumps on every trend.
That is it. You look like a whore.
Come on, man.
You're jumping on every trend. Yeah, wishing Wizkid and talking about SARS. Excuse me, where was that same energy 8, 9, 10 months ago? Where was that energy 2 years ago? Where was that energy?
Was it SARS around 2 years ago?
Do you understand? Where was that energy? Then all of a sudden you now want to be interactive on Twitter because you're building up to an election.
Voice of the young people now.
How can you be? How old is Atiku?
73.
The guy is 73. What are you? What kind of young people is that? Then in my eyes, me that I'm 31, I'm a baby, I'm a toddler.
Pull up. Atiku, hold up.
Is that what he said?
No.
You know? So, we don't believe you. You need more people. But it is sad that, you know, how many young people are going to run? How many young people are they going to give a shot?
I did like a story on this now.
Excuse me. How many young people are ready to rule?
And the thing is that, are we even ready to rule?
This generation of entitled
people,
motherfuckers that know nothing about sacrifice.
Yeah. Just down.
Excuse you. Who?
Are we ready to just be, you know what, if I'm good, I'm okay, man. Fuck the country.
Are we ready to run?
We're not ready to walk.
Young
Not
people.
these guys. I haven't seen the young person. Please, you can send us a message.
There's a young guy I know.
If you fit the bill.
We might probably bring him on the podcast. There's a young guy I know. He's trying to run. He's 35.
Then you need to start putting these guys on.
President.
Which party?
He hasn't joined the party yet.
I mean, just vote for him just for the fuck of it.
Man, we need to start putting these guys on and giving them the platform to
everybody on Twitter did not register to vote. They were just tweeting. Enough energy. This, that. People didn't register. Do you know it's tedious to register?
There's the Twitter reality. Then
there's the reality. The real reality.
You know? Twitter is a court of popular opinion. So your goal is to drop a point that will be widely accepted.
That's all.
Your Twitter analytics.
That's all. That will spike analytics for you.
Offline mobilization,
Nada.
No deal.
Credibility to back all of your. Is Twitter the place to have intellectual conversations?
Oh God have mercy. Now let's go to his brother Buhari.
Man.
Yeah, we are saying we don't want Atiku, but do we want Buhari 2019?
Guys,
no. I mean, if Buhari wins the election, I mean, then that is a confirmation of a failed democracy that we are operating.
Why is it a failed democracy?
Because if by his performance, if his performance is not enough
to get him out of there,
True.
Like
we haven't had it this bad.
From somebody who we expected so much for.
And then Forex, that is the biggest issue.
Yeah.
There's the backstory that they are the guys or the crew benefiting from that.
Yeah. It has been alleged.
Especially with the CBN policy that revised auctioning or the approach to auctioning, you know?
And favors a certain group of people.
So, if Buhari, by hook or by crook, by miracle,
can people ready to vote for him? Didn't you see that video?
Can come back as incumbents
Then
or can win the election.
Then after 4 years, we are going to enter with bloody.
I mean,
It's going to be terrible, fam.
then things might never get better. Because we'll never get to that point where
we need to build from the ground
the system will be efficient.
But as it looks right now, it's Atiku, Buhari.
Are you serious?
Who's the
Wow.
person?
No, it's too early.
Do you think a fella Durete can run or should run?
Where's his power base?
Why-
Where's his national base?
You can build all that up now.
But you can't do that right now.
Bro.
In the next 1 year.
He has, here's the funny thing. He has a base, but unfortunately, the base is politically inactive. If all of the professionals,
Middle class people.
middle class, mid-management,
Upper class, a huge chunk of the upper class.
a considerable portion of the upper class
Yeah.
can actively push. I mean, you can't say he has no influence. I've known this guy since I was in the university. I've read 1 or 2 of his books. I don't know if you get it. Influence doesn't get stronger than that. For you to want to read the words of...
Yeah, but you know how politics in Nigeria is very regional. So you coming from a particular place, if that place...
Which is why I'm talking about the professionals, which is...
So you want him to bypass...
You have Igbo professionals, you have Hausa professionals.
You
You
want him to bypass...
but how many of these professionals are card-carrying members of any political party?
Do you understand?
How many of these professionals are voters card-carrying citizens of Nigeria?
I have voters card, please.
Do you think it's too late? Do you think, I mean, there's ABGA, there are other parties.
ABGA is basically an Eastern bloc, just representing the East.
But do you think any other party can come and dominate APC or PDP? Because it seems like they are the 2 strongest and they are the ones that mean business. Of course, ABGA in the East, Southeast in the East, also has a grip. But it seems like APC, PDP, do you think there can be any other party
It's possible.
that can grow?
Did you think there's going to be an APC
I think,
in 15?
and that's a big part of the problem. It shouldn't be a game of parties. It should be a game of candidates. Unfortunately, we don't have any of these strong candidates.
No, but it's
with
always been a deal.
ideologies.
It's always been a
But
game
it's
of
always,
parties.
it's always been
Republicans
a
and
game of
Democrats. My own problem is that these parties don't have ideologies.
Financing, that is where the party influence comes into play. But then in terms of the messaging, which is as important, it should be about who the candidate is. So it can come from ABGA, but if he's someone that we can... If Elijah Toye comes out under ABGA...
And it makes sense.
Yeah. But the machine is not like a PDP or like an APC machine.
All you need is money.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. We showed Buhari the last election. All you need is
And unfortunately, the press is not even sophisticated, and they will just take any money and every money.
No, Nigerian
I'm not sophisticated
To refuse some money and say, okay, oh, this one, no, I won't take this
Nigerian
envelope.
editors are waiting officially for this election.
Your publisher has not paid them their salary, December salary. That's
There are two
also
people
another
that
problem.
are
It's a ricochet effect. Do you understand? Because I haven't gotten paid, I don't believe in the system of this company anymore.
Yeah.
Because I see my publisher riding this exotic car and I haven't been paid for a month plus. If I can get money from here and this guy doesn't harm me and all I need to do is just turn the blind eye or tweak a story to favor him once in a while, I'm going to take that damn fucking money. Yeah. That is what is happening. It's a shame, but that's what's happening.
Journalists are printers. Those are people that will hammer this next election.
Printers.
Guess what? Nigerian politics is sustaining the print industry in Nigeria.
If there are no press conferences with thanks for coming. Okay, the state houses don't give editor stuff. It's over now.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We need to do better. Let's talk about our main boy, Kiss Daniel.
KD, baby. Okay.
Ayo, can you give us some backstory?
So Kiss Daniel had the bright idea to leave G Worldwide after signing with them since 2014, 13 about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we give a shout out to Palm Robbing Emperor Jeezy, aka Nigerian Bedman?
Yes, Nigerian Bedman. He doesn't fuck around.
You know, he's in all his artist videos rubbing his palm.
Yeah. So, Kiss Daniel left and floated his own record label, Flyboy Inc. Poster and everything.
Guess
and that's
what?
what he used to do.
Guess
record
what?
label in Nigeria, poster.
Yeah.
Guess what?
It's just
Guess what?
graphics.
I have a management company called Flyboy Inc.
You see.
No. Yeah. A&R.
Is it
And
registered?
Flyboy signed with Tiny for YC's PR
Is your
back in 2013.
Is your company?
But it was just a poster.
Was your ink INC?
No.
Or
But it was
INK?
supposed to be a product under
Tiny
a registered company.
Oh.
Okay. So it's trademarked.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
That's
Flyboy
what we
Inc.
did.
All you need is design, graphics design.
Yes, logo.
Open a Twitter page and an
logo
Instagram page.
Just one logo.
After the logo, what else do you need? You do some small merch.
You do small
And do press.
Do press. You have record label.
So that
Hallelujah.
lo and behold, Emperor Jeezy and what's her name? What's the one the record label again?
G Worldwide.
Worldwide now said
G Worldwide.
Yeah.
That's
said,
just
"Oi."
worldwide.
They told him, "Oi, fam, we can't go anywhere." They took it to
Ghetto.
court.
Ooh.
They took the whole situation to court, and the court said, "Yo, the record deal has to still hold on."
Oops.
Yeah.
That-
For
Who took who to court? The label took the artist to court.
And they saw that
The court upheld the label's claim.
Yes. And according to our own story sources,
Mm-hmm.
which you guys you would have read by Monday, they actually broke it down. And what they gave, if Emperor Jesus was being truthful, they gave Kiss Daniel a fair deal, and they updated that contract as he continued going bigger and bigger in the industry. Now somebody must have put it in Kiss Daniel's head that, hey, yeah, you two will be stand now. Just go out. And you go to say me, I get label. This guy get label.
But here's the thing: we never ever hear about the backstory.
Hmm.
And let me tell you one thing now: a lot of these artists you see signed to labels,
Yeah.
popping
Yeah.
in the limelight,
Yeah.
trending at the moment, signed to labels,
Yeah.
have a shitty ass finance.
Personally, though.
Like they are not making money. They are making money. Like their brand is making money.
Yeah, for the label.
Their music and all of that is making money. But in terms of actually seeing the money, touching the money, not a lot of them.
All
are.
in the name of recouping.
Not a lot of, and then again, because some people finally understood the concept of record deals and the structures around it.
Yeah.
And then because of that limited understanding, then there's this other class of people that have no understanding of what it is, or at the point of
signing,
getting into it.
Yeah.
So they get them to sign to some funny ass contracts, and then moving on from there, there is consistent breach in the name of recouping. So now, how do you calculate promotional budgets? How do you calculate welfare? Production or promotional elements like music video, publicist, stylist.
Even production budget for the album.
Production budget.
A&R.
Yeah.
A&R. How is the label keeping books?
Yeah.
Are there receipts? Are there evidence of payments?
That's way a normal business.
The bottle of overpriced Henny bought in the club. Where is it going to?
Whose tab is that going? Where is that going?
Are the payments competitive? Are the costs competitive? Are they inflated? Because if you are saying you are going to recoup on my project, it has to be realistic.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a label claim that the expenses they've racked up on the artists is in the regions of 100 million naira.
Ah, did they buy him a Bugatti?
And the bulk of his apparels are knockoffs. You know how these stylists just come with shady...
Who was that?
For the love of God, my brother.
Oh, my God.
But you know. You know.
I think I know the person.
He knows. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you get where I'm coming from.
Shady stylists are some cheap shit.
So
and you not be giving them premium price like.
You understand?
When Balenciaga.
You go ahead and incur costs that can be judged to be negligible in terms of impact to the outcome.
Do you really need to spend this on this?
Then you come back and add that to my recoupables.
Like there's no way you can recoup 100 million.
And then even if you are going to recoup, there has to be a pay structure. Is the label working with accountants? So even if I sign a 70-30 deal, it is only realistic that 50% of my revenue in the 30% should go to recoupables. Not more. So you see labels,
they want to take everything first. Like.
You give the artist
the 70.
He probably does a 1 million naira deal.
Yeah.
He's on 70-30, 300,000 naira.
Yeah.
You give the guy 20K and you say 280K is going to recoupables.
Does it work that way?
Or you buy him data and buy carton of Indomie in the house and crate of egg.
Or pay for his rent and say, didn't I pay for your rent?
You know? And then you pay for rent in a location where, is that where I want to stay?
No.
You've not asked me where I want to stay. Then you buy me a car that I don't necessarily want to drive.
Yeah, what do they do on you? They praise all that shit on you. And...
Like say a Toyota Corolla. I don't know if you get it. And then you rack that up.
Something that you shouldn't be spending money
It's crazy.
on.
It's crazy.
I don't know if you get it.
It's crazy.
So,
but
it's a system.
let me play devil's advocate by saying, I didn't force you to sign this thing.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah. Last.
I didn't force you to sign.
Yeah.
It's actually ignorance.
It's actually ignorance.
Like, majority of these artists are hungry.
It's Kelechi, by the way. Kelechi has
Majority of these artists are hungry, There are loads of them on the island, Aja. So basically, this is what happens, like you said, graphics work in this game. So if you have an artist who's hungry, who's been struggling for over 9 years on the ground, just making music, struggling with studio records, and then like he hears of, oh, there's this rich guy that lives around the corner. Let me just introduce you to them. That's how most of these artists, I don't want to call names.
They sign.
Sugar Boy and I were in Uniport. We're in Uniport, and he used to. So he did Swaggerman Dope in the hostel, in the cubicle.
A1.
So he was in
tracks
his
on flame.
When he did the song, and then somehow Mode 9 got the song, but he wasn't interested, and then eventually he liked the song. And then that's how he got A1 on the hook. And after that song, A1 left Uniport like year 1, and he came to Lagos. And he was making songs, he was grinding for like nearly 10 years.
Wow.
And lots of us in school had graduated and still moved down to Lagos. So he was there, like he was living in Naija before he got signed to G Worldwide. So most of these artists, when they get hungry, when they get desperate,
they'll take anything.
They'll take anything, like they don't care. As long as you can get them a nice accommodation.
And those first few months look good.
So along the way, when they start realizing their potential, that's when their eyes will open. They'll be like, man, this deal is really fucked up.
Okay, let me breach this deal and face the consequences.
But let me give you the side story. From the jump, the deal is already compromised.
Yeah,
but why the deal is compromised? You know why the deal is compromised from the jump?
Why?
It is, unfortunately, again, our legislation around IP and copyright here is not elaborate or solid. But then it is mandatory that as the party giving the contract, you still have to mandate the receiving party to consult a lawyer. A lawyer that is, even if you have to pay for the lawyer and then recoup the expense back.
Which is that's why the court will mandate you to get a lawyer.
You understand?
And the government will provide you a lawyer if you cannot afford a lawyer, because it's part of the process. A lawyer has to be involved in it. Truly, I understand you. Now, let me now tell you that even no, this is not even playing the devil's advocate. This is just giving you info that even the lawyers have been compromised. Do you know that there's an artist that I know, popular artist though, he wanted to sign a label. Label is a bit
under.
Yeah, it's a bit dying. Popular label in the last 4 years, but they are. What's that popular? No, what's that? Is it a commissioner, senator? I said Nigeria is doing like this. It's going like this. It's doing like this. I don't know if you saw that short video. That's how the label is doing. The label, one leg out, one leg in. Wanted to offer this artist a management deal. Gave the artist the contract. The artist was lucky enough to just read it, because the artist just got out of another deal. Popular artist read the contract and said, excuse me, sir. You say management deal, but this contract is saying that you will own all my content. So you understand that even after 2 years after we end, you will still own 40 or 50% of my content, profits from my content. Oga, hold on. The artist now goes to meet his lawyer. But apparently his lawyer is also the label's lawyer. Then tells
Which is usually the case.
You understand? Then tells the lawyer that, excuse me, lawyer, please, I'm not too sure about what's going on here. I want to sign a management deal with this record label, but they are saying they will own my content. Can you please explain further in not less than 450 words? This will earn you 50 marks. That's how the lawyer said. No, sign it now. So then they sign it. This is a popular lawyer that is known for entertainment law and stuff in this Lagos. I don't want to call names. He's popular. He works with plenty popular people. Lawyer say, what's the man sign it? Sign it now. It's okay, sign. The boy now looks and I told the guy, say, cut that motherfucker off. You want to sign a management deal, but you want these guys to own your content. You went to meet your lawyer. The lawyer has connived with that label to deceive you.
To rob you.
To today,
he used the contract to rob you.
To today, he has not parted with that lawyer. Is he not killing himself?
Shooting himself.
So even the lawyers have been compromised. The problem we have in this music industry and entertainment industry are not the lower end, which is the and I want to call them lower end, which is the artists and the content creators. It's actually the industry practitioners and the industry professionals, the lawyers, the managers, the PRs, the A&Rs, the agents. They are a bunch of motherfuckers. All of them. All of them. If you are all listening, fuck you.
Because you hear one artist is in a bad deal and you're like, but you have a manager now. A manager is popular. So
there is a manager popularly known for signing fucked up deals. I know I'm like 3 people. This manager has signed fucked. Who help you? When you sign this which kind of contract? This person will be dead on. I say make I sign am. Why? Lord of Jesus.
Because you the person they find in court.
Yeah.
What's going on? So Kiss Daniel, what's the next? Man, because guys, 7 years is a lot. 7 years.
To be honest with you,
should he go back?
Now, even the 7-year deal is suspect.
Why is he suspect? Rick Ross signed the 10. The Ross signed, the 8 album deal with Def Jam.
Yeah, but Def Jam going to cut him a check.
They cut him a check in advance. When you do long deals like that, you get, it's just. Perfect example is the NBA as well.
Yeah.
When they say you sign a $150 million deal.
It's for that year
then
period
you
of
hear 30 million guaranteed.
paid first. Then the other one is your salary and your delivery.
Based on performance,
Yeah.
appearances, stats.
Yeah.
That is the rest of it.
Yeah.
So same with the long form record deal. When you sign a 7-year deal, 4 album, you sign maybe before you want to.
I need that
before you want
upfront money.
to bankroll me, before you want to tie your investment to me.
Yeah.
For that long.
Yeah.
You've seen the potential of the returns.
Don't sign a rookie off 7-year deal.
I don't know if you get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You don't stack your chips on a suspect.
So that doesn't have a track record.
You
On a
understand me?
newbie.
So when you push me a 7-year deal, what you're telling me is for the next 7 years you have X amount in escrow that we are going to use to finance my project at so amount per year.
Yes,
you
why?
have a team dedicated to just only you and your project.
Yes, why Nigerian?
I don't know if you get
yes,
it.
why Nigerian?
Then when I want to sign that deal, you cut me an advance.
Nice
Fat check.
Nice
Yeah.
check.
Because you know in 1 year,
You
via
can-
streaming and iTunes, you
I
can
will-
get your
you will
5,
guess what?
10 million,
Artists that
15
you
million
sign,
back.
Artists you sign long-term deals like that also have their own labels where they will bring in artists that will hook you.
Exactly.
Like Rose, they knew they were giving Rose because Maybach music is, come on.
But Maybach music actually not Def Jam.
Well, you were smart enough for that one.
Yeah,
but
we
hey,
moved it to
still.
Warner.
He
But
got
like-
a better deal.
Like Hove and
Yeah.
Rockefeller.
And Dreamville. Dreamville and
J. Cole.
J. Cole and Hove. You got
Yeah.
Interscope for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it makes.
Well, like I
Regardless
said,
of that deal,
no
do
structure.
you know that there is a percentage for
of course,
Rock Nation in
of
the
course,
deal?
Yes, no.
of course, they would have signed
You just
something.
sign a rookie that just because he has one.
Nigerian labels sign these artists to trap them, so that because here's what's happened in the past. I signed a 2-year deal with you, a 3-year deal, 2 albums. We start grinding, I start investing. I dropped the first album. It's not, but it's a good launch pad. It wasn't a great album, but it's a launch pad. I dropped the second one in the 3rd year. I blow up. My contract finishes. They're out of the door. Label hasn't recouped. That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's what.
That is not a problem, my bro.
Why is it not a
Because
problem?
it is not a problem because regardless of whether
Let me tell you why it's a problem.
whether the
Dammy, can I-
contract ends or not, the label still owns the masters.
There's
for
no
a
money
period
there
of
because
about
record
25 years.
because record
where
sales.
they can stream,
Yeah, but
where they
that's
can
not
do
about
publishing,
That's
where
not
they
an
can,
ideal environment.
and that is the problem.
No
These
record sales in
labels,
Nigeria.
They don't know the business.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why people started signing 360 deals in Nigeria, which is I want your show money, I will manage
I
you.
want your endorsement.
I want your endorsement money. That's why they started signing 360 deals. And shout out to 300, Leo Cohen and Kevin Laos. That also,
spearheaded the movement.
yeah.
Lazy templates.
Anyways, so how do you think is Daniel and G Worldwide can end this?
At the end of the day,
They should-
his money on the table. Go back and negotiate your deal. man.
That's all.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. You know,
Because
pass
he's
down.
losing
They have to
G
kiss and
Worldwide
make
is
up,
losing money,
you know.
and that is not what you want.
And then
And
if
this is December.
and if this new album we've heard has been completed is anything to go by,
Yeah.
that is some money you don't want to mess
Yeah.
with
Which
First
are
of all, they
famous
on both sides.
They fuck his Daniel's money up this December because he was hoping to do some shows.
They or he's fucked it.
Well, I mean, whoever has fucked it, Dave Sha fucked it up. Why? Because these guys have not put out like a cease and desist. Nobody can. If anybody, pays for his services, they are doing
That's
it
why
at
I
their
say
peril.
go
They can
back
be
to the-
sued.
Go back to the table, shake hands, and just
Mhm.
keep. At the end of the day, man, you
Renegotiate
want
that
to-
shit, man.
Yeah, you
Trust
that
me,
shit.
man.
Anyways, who else is in the news in terms of holding it down label-wise and all that? Anybody? Shegun?
Label-wise, do you have any labels in Nigeria?
Any issues? What do you think?
Labels doing well.
Can I ask a
in
question?
Nigeria.
How do you think Mavin can get back on track in 2018? Because it's not been a fantastic year. It's not been a terrible year for them, but it's not been a fantastic year like 16.
Yeah, I think
2016.
one of the things that carried them back was Korede Bello's album didn't do well as it was supposed to.
Yeah.
The Maven 2.0, is it 3.0, 2.0?
Can I just say that they need to just chase those twins out of the building?
No, no, you've not given them a chance.
What the fuck? What are DNA twins? A boys with heads with mops on their head dancing around.
I'm
If
not
Jazzy
saying-
had more time for music,
Mhm.
Yeah, but now you have to go back to
you would
music
get
because
something out of them.
I
Shout
feel-
out to
I feel-
Jazzy, though.
I feel Ricardo Banks should be bigger than what he is right now. The boy is a killer.
Okay,
performer.
should I tell you? Should I tell you?
You
what,
think- you
should
think-
should I tell you what Maven needs? And I hope Tega is listening to this.
Shout out to Tega.
Maven.
And Jazz is listening to this as well. Mavens has grown into the biggest record company in Nigeria.
Yeah.
By catalog,
Yeah.
by roster,
Yep.
Roster, powerful roster.
and more especially brand-wise, in terms of brand equity,
Yeah.
collectively.
Yeah.
You can't have a central system of handling all of that. Each artist needs to have
Treat them like
classification of
treat them like verticals
Exactly. You need to verticalize. You need to have teams handling
and start building them as single
individual
entities.
artists.
Yeah, just like what Rock
Now,
Nation is doing.
if you don't have the capacity to
run
get a team in-house, you can outsource seasoned professionals, field
seasoned professionals.
options. I don't know if you get it.
I get your point.
And then just set up the right team for each
Person.
artist. At the central, you need to just have a sheet that shows the curriculum,
Sort of like what Tiwa is
color
doing.
code, where are the
Tiwa-
shows, where is the
Yeah.
touring,
Yeah.
where are the releases,
And build
where is
them-
the promo activities.
Build them independently.
And
Then at
you
the end
just
of the
need
year-
to send the individual teams reminders.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys are due to release. Can we get a sample of your initial selection
want a
for the
sample
album
album.
dropping?
Yeah.
Yo, you are going on top between so period and so period. Have you sorted your finances? Is your family in a good place? Have you gone for medical checkup? Clear your calendar.
Because you've been running through those holes last month.
you get, and so on and so forth.
feel you, I
That
feel
is
you.
where Maven needs to go to, so that they can then make money off of the secondary opportunities.
Content.
Merch,
Content
touring,
generation.
content. But guess what? Whilst Maven has been quiet with the music,
Yeah.
they've been doing a lot of content
I've been seeing
production
that shit. It's Tega.
for corporates.
Yeah.
Those guys are on next level shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Tega. It's Tega. Tega has that master plan,
But they shouldn't lose sight of the primary
which is the sugar
element of the
which
brand.
is the candy in the medicine box.
Yeah.
True.
Shout out to
True.
them.
Shout out to Maven. I think also just signing those new guys, I don't think they had, ended the cycle of the Maven 2.0 before adding the 3.0, which is the DNA, the Po, and the Yanya. So I don't think they have finished that cycle of the second one for them to add the third set. That's what I
Which
felt.
one is the second cycle? DNA? You
No,
said
second cycle is Ricardo and Korede, Dija. That's Maven 2.2.
Dija dropped an album.
No, Korede was an underwhelming album. His shelf life was really bad. That album shelf life was bad. Yeah. Spotlight still hung there for a minute, and even did averagely well.
I think-
a bit over average.
I think
Ricardo did
Ricardo's album was decent.
It was
in
just
terms
too long.
of-
too many tracks.
No. In the
Shelf
beginning,
life. Yeah. The
it got
impact.
better.
The impact. Yeah.
Yes, it got better.
I won't lie. It wasn't bad.
It
was
it
good.
got better.
That's, ladies and gentlemen.
I think the album was just a few months on, maybe a year ahead, because maybe he had anticipated.
the wave, the sound.
You get.
So he
'Cause the album now synced with what the wave was
True.
subsequently.
True.
Yeah, but
Korede, Bello, some artists will do better with the singles. They are still the monies, especially if you have a 360 deal.
Yeah.
You will tour,
You stream.
you will stream. You do brand engagements because you have the numbers. It's a Cameron. You have that banger single. The body of work might not,
Be that great, but
because it's
you
neither
run with
here
it.
nor there. But
You run with it.
you get, if the promo behind it is solid, you push, you do a decent number. Dija would have, funny enough, I think life happened to her in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
And then maybe it took that for her to really get a groove, because I was at the Heineken Fashion Week and I saw a performance with Femile, and I think that is just her sound. Like, the alternative sound she's toying with now really works. Then I saw another via Snap. I think she did a pop-up or an impromptu performance, closely knit.
Yeah.
So she would cater to. She's still the monies, but then it would be nice to get the body of work because that's
Very
the
important.
validation.
Very important.
Yeah, artistic validation for that.
Very important.
Yeah, so I think I agree with you. They should have actually closed that cycle before starting a new cycle.
Yeah. Let's talk about quickly Bad Boy. This whole where does Maze rank in the Bad Boy roster? Because you're a bad so Ayo. Where does Maze rank? Because B. put Maze
in the greatest MCs or the greatest artists or what? How did who's the better rapper?
Yes, Bad Boy.
Over who?
No, who's your top?
Bad Boy?
Yeah, Bad Boy Records.
First of all, the late great Christopher Wallace.
Yeah. Number one.
Number two, Black Rob had bars, my nigga. Black Rob had bars.
Black Rob, 24 Hours to Live was fire.
I'll still rate a lot of people above him. Craig Mack. Craig Mack was good. They didn't live up to the hype commercially.
Yeah.
But that
good album,
doesn't take away from the bars. From the bars. That doesn't take away from his bars.
KI to the double. Jada. Jada. I'm an Apple Craig Mack. In fourth place.
Yeah.
Now, I know what the discussion is. Mace and what's his name?
Styles P.
Ghost.
I mean, I'm putting what's tough between Mace and Styles P?
Mace and P.
What's tough?
Yo.
What album are you judging Mace on? Everybody's like, oh, Mace, man, Mace was fire. And guys, I know a lot of young people are listening to this. Please go to your Apple Music and type Mace and type Harlem World. That's his debut album.
I want to listen to you. It's Mace.
It's Mace.
I want to listen to you.
Don't listen to Double Up. Double Up is the second album. Listen to Harlem World, first album.
What do you think of him?
Who, Mace?
You think he's not nice?
No, Mace is nice, but over Styles P. And don't do that whole, he's so nice, he was able to dumb it down so you can appeal to. No, I'm talking about bars here. Bars.
Wait, excuse me.
Styles Pinello.
Okay. My first
Children of the Corn. Children of
a gangster and a gentleman.
Modern Miss. Modern Miss.
Yeah.
Children of the Corn.
That's what you people.
My first CD ever was Harlem World. And I played that shit.
Yeah.
Records on that album that when you hear them.
I know those records, but there are also some corny ass records on the album.
Yeah, because it was the corny era now, the Shining Suit era.
Yeah.
There's a track made with DMX. Not 24 Hours to Live. There's another one. Just DMX on the hook and Miss.
Yeah, that's the third track. That's track 3. I was listening to it this morning.
Miss was doing some
Miss
shit.
is nice, but
Miss has some Harlem slick shit.
Would I rate him over SP? I doubt it.
I doubt it.
But I mean, they are both different supplements for different ailments.
Okay, rate for me. Don't do all that different supplements. Rate for
different
me.
ailments.
If you chop ogi, you go to chop ogi. Yeah, I think white ogi, brown ogi, or yellow ogi. Ogi is ogi. Over Styles.
I'll take Miss.
Fuck
and
it.
I understood what B. was saying. Over Styles.
Over Styles P. Please, did you listen to A Gangster and a Gentleman?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
The one, that's one. That's the first one. The one I had.
That's the one that has "Can I get high?" Every day.
Here's the thing.
That was my jam.
I think again. I don't know, man.
But the thing is, it was such a great time for Bad Boy. You could never, you can't just even pick that top.
I hate to get into this kind of conversation.
No, but you have to be as frank as possible. It's like when we were talking about, our top 10
hip hop artists. It's still opinions. It's just opinions.
Yeah,
but you can't shake number one.
It's an issue of preference.
You can't shake number one.
No.
Like after Biggie now, some people say, fuck it, Mace was second.
Biggie touched the game in a way nobody else has been able to. That is why how many years after we are still excited about
some people tell you after Biggie was Puff, they don't want to know anything.
Puff don't write his rhymes, man. Let's move on.
Why you signing
Puff don't write his rhymes. I'm talking about who's the nicest here. I'm not sweating him for hate, but he wasn't writing his rhymes.
But I don't think he even wanted to be with the nicest.
Lyricism.
It was nice. It was sweet. It was puffy, it was sweet. And Nowhere Out was a solid album. Even though 2 years later, Forever is trash.
No, Forever was whack because he lost focus off. He lost the writing crew.
Was that not
98, Forever. That's a trash Diddy album.
That's when he had But he came back with the Saga Continues.
Saga continues.
Shit.
We invented the remix was fire.
writing for him.
Where?
Clips.
Yeah, but
And Loon.
Yeah. I had a cassette of that this thing. Saga Continues. Boys were dropping bars.
Wait, was No Way Out not a Bad Boy album?
Yes,
It's
sir.
Diddy's
It
album
was
now.
the first album now.
And now
That
It
one
was
so
not a Bad Boy
The
collective.
Thriller rap
no, it's not a
albums.
collective, but they were all on the album because
It's
Diddy
called
can't do
It's
everything.
Pop Daddy and the Family.
Pop
Like how
Daddy-
Dre used to do, but Dre
okay,
never
okay.
used to call it Dre and.
Oh, okay.
But he had everybody on it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to ask you guys.
Okay,
Let's take this into it.
Sorry, Rockefeller, top 4.
Top 5, Rockefeller, Hove.
Yeah.
Hove number 1.
Yes.
Number 2, Benisigu.
Beans, yeah.
Number 3, wait. Let's think about it
Oregon.
properly.
Because,
No, what the fuck's
but you
going
know
on?
what, Rockefeller rappers had the problem because, they had all the street cred, but they never just broke.
And they didn't drop plenty body of
They
work.
didn't play plenty of
But where am I on Rockefeller? Hove
Did they
number
crack?
1. So we're adding them Cameron, that era
Yeah,
of everybody.
Come on, was rock now.
Okay, so Hove number 1,
Mhm.
Beans number 2.
Yeah. We say Beans was better than Cameron. man.
Yes, now. Beans.
Yes.
Beans was
man.
better than
Benisigu,
Cameron.
the Broad Street
Oh, yeah,
Bully.
Beans, I thought you were saying
Even in Diplomats, Jules was still better than Cameron.
No, I'll pick Cameron over Jules.
I beg you.
Oh, just,
Purple Haze.
No,
Purple
Jules,
Haze,
Jules.
come on
Jules
with me.
Santana,
Jules.
oh,
Hey!
don't fuck with that boy, man.
Purple Haze,
boy will
come
take
on with me.
The hardest beats ever. Like, beats when they don't feel rap on. You can get the flow on top of.
Where am I?
Cameron was not the strongest link in Diplomats.
Where
It
am
was the
I?
flashiest thing.
Where am I?
Flying.
Hove, Beans, Cameron, Freeway, Memphis Bleak,
Freeway, bro.
Free good though.
I even take Bleak over Freeway.
Like,
Free Wheezy, Freeway
did you hear
Philadelphia.
him on
Philadelphia
him
Freeway.
and J?
Did you see how Cassidy dismantled him?
That was a freestyle.
Cassidy no get respect for it. When it comes to battle rap, forget
Cassidy is a battle rapper. He will dismantle anybody.
Cassidy will
When
battle
you see those
anybody.
things, you don't forget.
No. I fuck with you.
That's the one that you want, man.
Oh yeah, give me.
Aftermath, my nigga.
I don't know where to start.
Exhibit.
Number 1,
Exhibit was
Eminem.
never an
Okay, Eminem.
Exhibit was never an aftermath.
Exhibit.
Exhibit wasn't signed to
It was
Aftermath.
just
It was
a-
just
It
affiliated.
was just on that Chronic album.
For real?
Eminem.
Obi.
Obi Tries to was fire. out.
Wait, sorry,
yes.
over,
Where do you
over,
put 50%?
sorry, over 50.
50.
Over game, my nigga.
Over game.
Oh,
Game.
There's game. There's Kendrick Lamar.
There's K Dot.
Oh, K-Dot is
There's
on
K Dot.
You see why I don't like to get into these things?
Yeah, rap.
Because you most likely will forget a lot of
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Sorry, we always ask everybody. I always forget to ask. But what's your top 10 Nigerian rappers?
Nigerian rappers.
What's your top 10? What's your
My
top 10?
top 10. I'll do Mod 9 just because. Then I'll do Ikechukwu.
Kills.
Okay.
Number 2. I'll do AQ.
QZ.
That's a.
I'll do MI at number 4.
Okay.
I'll do Terry
So yeah, arranging is accordingly the way you like them. Oh, okay.
at number 5.
Okay.
I'll put Jagger at 6.
Jesse Jagger.
EO Bliss.
5 albums
7.
strong. 5 album and 2 mixtapes.
EO Bliss at number 7. Neto
Solid. Neto number 8.
at
King
number
of
8.
Okay. Rooftop MC Studio.
Sinzu
I'm in
Studio.
trouble, man.
So show them Cam Studio.
I'm in trouble.
Sinzu Studio.
LD Studio.
I'm in trouble. I know.
The Still Rugged Man chilling.
I'm not
Still
feeling that.
Badofino.
But I don't feel no court at all.
Idris Abdul Karim.
Sinzu, number 9.
Okay.
Sinzu should actually be higher.
Yeah, but we all know why.
Sinzu should actually, but you know,
We all
consistency too is a big
I'll
part
never
of
say of
it.
Nigerian rap.
Wait,
that's
have
what I
you?
call him.
Yes. Have you mentioned the Shock Black Boy?
Yes,
Am I?
put him for.
4. Number
Okay.
4.
That green.
And AQ, I got on AQ late.
Yeah.
After you played that track,
Yeah.
he had a perfect 16.
Which track is that?
But you know, prior to that track I played on what's the name of this album? Blessed, Abi.
Yeah.
We had in the car when we went to the Brimo show last year, I played you Rose.
Yeah, Dammy was in the car.
You remember when we were driving from Leary, picked you up, we played Rose.
Yeah, that guy. So after that day, I went back on our Apple Music and.
So one more person.
You shouldn't be underrated. Don't pray to ever be underrated. It's better to be overrated.
It's better to be underrated or overpaid.
It's better to be overrated. Let it be that you're whack and then they think you're the shit. Than for you to be a genius and then
never get your due.
The game owes that guy a few plaques.
It does.
It does actually.
Number 10. I'm in trouble already. I'll just put my guys then. SDC.
Bang bang.
You're good, you survived. You survived.
I tried.
Yeah, you survived. You survived it.
This is 10 now.
All right, man. Let's talk about.
Sorry about that.
Let's talk about the Super Eagles. I don't think we've talked about this group.
I've never consciously thought of indigenous
rap as hip hop.
When you mention something like Children of the Corn, I know where you're coming from.
Like, and this is not just like I'm a champion for what we've done with it.
Local stuff. Yeah,
local content is very critical.
Yeah,
very, very important. But
it's a bot for you.
You know, I've never just thought of it as. I've never thought of it from that
perspective.
I think it's just an adaptation of hip hop. Yeah. But let's not go into that.
Okay, it's fine.
Yes.
I want to talk about the Super Eagles, but I want Steve to be here. Okay. So can we leave that for next week?
Please, let me just say something about the Super Eagles.
Yeah.
I stopped following football.
Yeah.
5 years now.
Yeah.
But I would be watching the World Cup.
Why did you stop football? Just let us
no.
Don't be shy.
I grew soccer.
It's fine. At least you're being honest.
It was Arsenal.
Yeah, you're talking about.
It was Arsenal.
Did you watch the game? When my boy was really rocking?
I mean, they just make me feel like a genius. If I was still an Arsenal fan that day, I mean, how would I have felt? But thank God, Sha. Thank God for redemption.
Cool stuff.
Super Eagles is it, man.
I think there's a silver lining.
I love the team.
Yeah. I love the coach.
I love the coach.
I
love the coach.
It feels fresh.
Yes.
Hopefully we can do something in work. Or when Steve is back, we'll discuss more about it.
Hopefully at that point they won't start pursuing personal interests again.
You know.
Because that always happens.
Yeah.
If we can just keep it nice camp, we'll be fine.
Cool stuff. Shegun, this is your SoundCloud artist. You stopped even.
Yeah. I wanted to say it after you're done, but I have plans to start the playlist from next episode.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shegun. Any other thing, man? Ayo, you got anything you want to drop?
No, nothing. I'm good.
All right, man. Nothing from me as well. Dammy, anything from you?
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. Don't worry, we still have a Christmas edition. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Loose Talk. We went to play football earlier today. It was crazy. Ayo had mad assists.
Yeah, like 4 assists.
I scored 2 goals. As a defender, I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah.
I think I played better than I played the first. The first game I was whack as fuck. But I think
this gassed out in this particular one.
No, I have to be tired. So but the last one was really messed up. This one was a bit better. So shout out to me. What else is happening? If there's any other thing, we'll let you guys know. Thank you so much for listening to Loose Talk. Please share this episode with your friends. Share with everybody.
There's something I wanted to mention. So there's a guy who came into my DM. I thought he was joking. He said, "How many receipts will it take to get Jesse Jagz on the podcast?"
Yeah.
I said 1,000. And I said, "Baba,
this is Jesse Jagz or Brimo?"
He said Jesse Jagz.
I got it.
And I said, "Baba, that one's too much now." I said, "Okay, 500." And the guy actually went on a campaign and got 500 retweets.
I think he got more than 500.
He got more than 500.
He got over 1,000.
So yeah, you have to be.
So
you have to bring
our
that
guy, we got you. Now the problem is to get Jesse Jagz.
No, that is not the problem. That is your problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Told him he kept his own end of the bargain.
Yeah.
He's gone and gotten you.
We're going to get it for you.
Retweets.
We're going to get you Jesse Jagz. We don't know when.
So you have to bring Jagger in.
No, we're bringing Jagger in. That was definitely. But we don't know when. Well, when it happens, we'll holler at you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. All right, man. Thank you for listening to Loose Talk Podcast. We out.
Yeah.